Oh, hey everybody, good evening. Yalancy Peterson here, Ride with Peterson. Okay, today it is Monday, March 16th, 2020. It is 6:38 p.m. It is raining hard in Anaheim, California right now. Well, um, last time you all saw me, I was on the side of the freeway and was trying to figure out what my next steps were going to be. And let's say I recovered nicely from what I thought was going to be a complete disaster. Um, I received a lifeline from my mom, and I also received a lifeline from a subscriber who helped me with the vehicle that I'm in right now. Without without those two things, I literally would be on the streets right now. So I am incredibly thankful, incredibly grateful that I have been given an opportunity to at least ride out the situation that I'm dealing with between up until I start the job on March 23rd. So things are getting a bit more serious with coronavirus 19, and looks like the country is slowly shutting down. The stock market is losing thousands of points a day. Businesses, restaurants, bars, sporting events, all the things that we depend on as rideshare drivers don't have customers, which means we as rideshare drivers don't have customers. So this is a time where you got to be proactive, and you have to switch to delivery options like DoorDash, um, Postmates, Caviar, um, and you have to make it work with reduced revenue. Um, this is very interesting. It is uncharted territory for a lot of people. It's certainly uncharted territory for me because it's raining, and I like driving in the rain, but I don't like being in the rain. And I tell you, after what happened to me um, Sunday morning, I'm like, hey, um, what do I want to do? So I was thankful enough to have the resources necessary to get a motel room. I'm at Motel 6 right now. Been there. Got here last night. I decided to pay for another day to fully rest and recover. And I'm out here just to have a conversation with y'all, just to talk, see what other people are doing around the country, rideshare drivers, those that pay attention to my channel, um, and get some ideas on what to do. So I'm feeling optimistic. I feel good. I have things in place necessary to ride this out for the long haul, and I'm very thankful for that. I will say for the record that the Lord is watching out for me, and words, feelings cannot express enough how I feel about that. Um, because it would be a very sad state if I didn't have this vehicle right now. So I'm thankful for that. Um, all right, let's see what some of you have been speaking to me. I appreciate you so much for waiting. Elizabeth McCarthy. Hey, Elizabeth. Good evening to you. How are you doing? You know what? This clock is wrong in this car. It is actually 7:41. Okay, I'm thinking that it's daylight savings time. Forgive me for making a mistake on the time. I'm looking at YouTube. YouTube hasn't updated, so I've got to adjust the time with this car, and I don't know how to do it. Oh, and one very important note. I have my dash cam in the car. I went to my mom's house. I picked up my owl cam, and I have it installed, and it is with me every step of the way. Um, we will never go without the dash cam again. The dash cam is your friend, and I have the interior and exterior done. So yes, I've got my dash cam. Um, let's see. So let me see, Christina Maltak. I hope I said your name correctly. Thank you so much for the hand clap. I appreciate that so much. It's good to see you. Thank you for checking me out. Air Jordan 1, hey, what's up, Sean? How is it going, man? I've been watching a couple of your videos. You're doing good, man. You're doing well for your first forays into the world of YouTube, and I am very proud of you, and I'm going to support you a lot more than I've been doing. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see you, man. Let me see, Tony. Hey, Tony, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on board the channel, checking me out. We might have a little power situation going on here in Anaheim. The street lights just flashed on and off for a second. So hopefully the power doesn't go out. I don't see why it would, but then again, you never know. Let's see, Richard C. What happened was I was rear-ended on the freeway early. Today is Monday, so the accident happened Saturday night, Saturday morning, 3 a.m. I was driving. No, I got to get the days right because everything is confusing. But it happened at 3 a.m. I was driving on the 405 freeway northbound, and another vehicle rear-ended my vehicle. I spun out, and I was safely on the. I eventually drifted to the shoulder of the freeway. The other gentleman, his car was totaled. Both of us walked away from the collision, and I am working on getting in contact with an attorney, so we can go through that. Right now, I'm still mentally dealing with it because everything has been completely shaken for me, but I'm slowly bouncing back from that. I'm in a different vehicle. I'm in a Lexus CT200H. I like the interior. I like the seats, and overall it's a pretty decent car. But I would purchase this more so as a personal vehicle and not as a vehicle for rideshare. Let's see. NYC is getting insane. Things getting shut down. Looks like they are boxing folks in. If Corona doesn't kill us, humanity will never rebound. We may go into purge mode. I don't think the country's going to go into purge mode, but I do think they're going to start locking things down a lot more. I think what's going to happen. I think they're going to take the drastic step, and they're going to shut down transportation. Planes won't be flying, and public buses, I think transportation is going to be rough. People that need to get home, they need to get home now, because before long, you're going to start having drivers who are going to be doing long distance trips, getting people where they need to go. I don't know if they're going to shut down Uber and Lyft and taxi cab companies, but companies that move lots of people at one time, I think they're going to shut those down. Yeah, I think they're going to shut them down. What else? So you got to be proactive as a driver. I'm going to start doing deliveries. I'm in a much more affordable vehicle, and as such, I can get by on just $100 a day. So I can do deliveries and go from there. Beginning tomorrow, I will start working with Postmates and DoorDash. I won't be doing we doing ride share. My hope is that the rain calms down a little bit. And the reason why is because in order for me to get this vehicle on the vehicle I'm in now on Uber and Lyft, I need to reinstate my vehicle insurance with Geico. That's what I carry it now. I got to get it reinstated with them, and then I can put this car in service for those. But for now, I don't have to worry about doing that. The gentleman who owns the car, by default, his insurance will automatically cover me since I'm not listed on the policy as living in the property or so. So just use one of those loopholes until I get the coverage for myself. Okay, let's see. Let's keep it going here. There are a lot of questions to answer. Let me see. Are you gonna be okay, brother? Are you doing pickups anyway? The hotel can extend stay without charge. I mean, things are crazy. I don't think the hotel's gonna let me stay in their room for free. If they were gonna do it, they will let me they will let me know. Let's see. All of you that answer questions, give me exactly 5 minutes and I'm gonna get through every single one of them because they're coming at me kind of quick and I'm lingering a little too much here. So give me 5 minutes while I go through the questions bit by bit. Let's see. So, but will I be okay? Yes, I'll be fine. I'm confident I'll be okay. I received the support line that I needed from my mom, and a viewer on the channel was gracious enough to provide me with the vehicle and give me the time necessary to adapt and everything. So I'm cool. I'm good to go. Let's see. And look, I've been living in my vehicle for 3 years anyway. So for me to be in here for a few more months is not a problem. I'm okay. I'm fine. Let's see. Let me see. I mean, I don't ride share so much as DoorDash, but I'm just kind of sitting at home twiddling my thumbs. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Bamat 416. I can say your first side, I'm sorry, but number 416. Delivery is going to be where the business is because more and more people are going to start turning on these delivery apps. Amazon can't keep up with the demand that's coming for their services. People still gonna want to eat. They're gonna still want convenience. And I'm gonna tell you something. When the country emerges out of this and everything is okay, a lot of stuff is gonna change. A lot of stuff is gonna change. It will be fascinating to see where this country will be come July. Very interesting to see where we'll be come July. Let's see. How much gas money you got left? I've got a little over half a tank of gas, but if I need to, I can fill up the gas tank right now. I'm in a Lexus CT200H, so it's a hybrid. I get 45 miles to the gallon on this car. Granted, I got to put premium gas in it. The owner told me I have to put premium in it, but still, switching from ride share to delivery, I can go a week. So it's a pretty cool deal. So yeah, it's essentially a luxury Prius, but I'm gonna tell you, the regular Prius feels a lot more comfortable than this car. What Toyota did with this vehicle, the CT 200, was they raised the hip point in the driver's seat, but then the roof line is lower on this car. So as a result, I have a bit more of a claustrophobic feeling. There's more leg room in this vehicle, so the room behind me is less for the passenger, which means anyone that gets in the seat behind me, I'll have to move my seat forward. Now I was already doing that with but to do it in this car is what it is. It's definitely a sportier ride than the Prius. This car is very firm, very controlled. You feel everything in this car. But I like the way it rides. The car is heavier also. The doors are heavier. It has a more solid feel to it. The materials are much better. The sound system is nicer. The headliner is a very nice material. That's it's I don't know. It it it. But I tell you, inside this is a very very nice setup inside the vehicle. I like it. It's nice. It's pretty cool. But seating, hey, you know what? I'll put up with the seating. It's doing the job. I'm getting a fantastic deal with this car, and I can't be more appreciative and thankful for the gentleman who is allowing me to use the vehicle as I make this transition to my new vehicle, to a replacement vehicle eventually, and to the job that I hope to start on the 23rd. It may get delayed because of the situation the country is going through right now, which is okay. I can be flexible with it, but the most important thing is I do have a vehicle to help me get through all of this. So I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Um, Let me see. Well, no, the BMW. The reason why I wouldn't move my seat forward in the BMW is because there was no physical need to do so in the BMW. That car had plenty of space. In fact, that 7 Series with my seat pushed all the way back in the 7 Series, it had more leg room in it than the seat this Lexus pushed all the way forward. So there was no need for me to move my seat forward in the Lexus. No one asked me to move my seat forward when I had the 2013 Prius, and that car had tight space in the rear. I had to move the seat forward in the 2016 Prius because the space was just simply too tight in that car. I had to move it forward. In this car, it's even tighter. But the Beamer, the BMW, no, there was no reason for me to move that seat forward because everyone had plenty of space in that car. And for that vehicle, if someone asked me to move my seat forward, I said no. That car, the money I paid for that vehicle to rent it, and the gas or whatever. If you want a more comfortable car, get another driver. That was my feeling about it then, and it's my feeling about it today. But this car, this is a tight interior, but it's okay. So, all right, Tony, I got a lot of people ahead of you, and I gave you first dibs. So, I hope that works for you. Let me see. Okay, so Tony Detale, I'm saying your name wrong, and I'm sorry about that, brother. But you said, "Are you gonna be okay?" I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be totally fine. I'm a trooper, man. I really am. Are you doing pickups? Nope. I'm going to start working Postmates and DoorDash tomorrow. I have accounts with both. Anyway, the hotel can extend the stay without charge. I mean, things are crazy. I don't think Motel 6 is going to give me free accommodations. I don't think that's going to happen. Hey, whoever did the super chat, thank you so much for that. I truly do appreciate it. It makes a difference. Okay, and then I've got Bahamut 416. I mean, I'm not right share. Okay, I did that question already. Got you. Mad Studios, how much gas money you got left? Um, the cool thing about my account with Postmates and my account with Uber, not Uber but Lyft, is I can make money on demand. So I'm not worried about any gas money I have left or so, but I can say this. I have enough fuel in this vehicle to get me through the way food delivery services work. I have enough money in this. I have enough fuel in this car to get me through delivery, to be comfortable being paid once a month. I mean, not once a month, once a week, because delivery trips are very very short. Um, and this car will run in electric mode half the time anyway. So I'm good. I'm like, hey, this is all right. You know, I'll be all right with this vehicle. This is a good car, and it's gonna take care of me as I do the transition to where I got to go next. Um, Let me see. Yes, Tony, you are my favorite. I will agree. Um, Let me see. Oh, Tony Detale. Hey, man, I'm sorry to hear about what happened. Are you physically okay? Yeah, seek a lawyer. The accident, best wishes. Yeah, I have an attorney. At least I hope to have an attorney. I'll give them a call tomorrow. They gave me a voicemail at 11 this morning, but I was unable to respond to them because my battery went dead on my phone and my cables were here in the car. So I'll give them a call tomorrow and speak with them. But I did get a good recommendation for an attorney here on the channel. I appreciate that very much, and we'll see how that goes. Um, let's see. But what I am doing is I'm basically mentally recovering from what happened, getting a ton of rest that I clearly needed, because yesterday I was a mess. I was, oh my goodness, it was tough, and I was going to check out of the room today, but at the last minute I decided to go on ahead and get it for another day. You know, it's a nice room, got a big king size bed. Um, and it felt nice to just simply, literally just turn off the world and do a full reset physically and mentally. It would have been very difficult for me to work have if I didn't have a veg out day, you could say, just sit around and just basically do nothing. um so, between tonight and tomorrow before I go, I'm gonna, get all fully groomed and shaved up, and I'll be ready to do this thing. I'm so glad I went and got my owl cam. Oh, and a very big problem that I had, that had been persistent for a very long time, has finally been solved. My personal phone number that I'm not giving y'all, um, has been restored. I had one more day left from Sprint to pay the bill, and I was able to catch it in time. And my personal phone number is on. I am very, very happy about that. The room that I'm in right now, including tax, is $77 a night. It's like 76 a penny for the. I just go up to. So if it was $76.01, I rounded up to $77. But it's like $76 and 28.50 cents, something like that. Um, I'm not going to try to stay in the room tomorrow. I'm not going to try to, be there for 14 or 15 days. I'm not gonna make the money like that. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm very comfortable, um, standing my ground in the vehicle. But I will say this: for the reduced payment I have on this car, I will be able to be in the motel room a lot more than, because let's use this just you blah blah blah. Let's use this for comparison. The 2016 Prius that I had, I was paying I was paying $427 a week for that car. 427 a week I was paying for that Prius, for the insurance and the rental and everything like that. 427 a week. This Lexus that I'm in, I'm paying 400 a month for the car. So it's running me $100 a week. I can literally drive this car one day a week. One day a week, it's paid for, and then the other 6 days a week, I can do whatever I want to do. So this vehicle is truly a blessing. I appreciate it, and I will take care of it. I'm able to drive this vehicle wherever I'd like to. So there are a couple of trips I do plan on taking in this car. Just two major trips. I'm gonna take one trip down to San Diego to visit Thomas. And then I'm going to take a trip up to Northern California to San Francisco. I have family up there, and I would like to see them before I start working, at my new job. Um, so this is really good. I'm very happy to have the vehicle. It's a good, reliable car. Did ask if I could purchase this vehicle, but I was told that this vehicle is truly intended for someone else. So this will be a temporary purchase. But once I'm at the new job, then I will be at a place where about 3 to 4 months after being there, I'll be able to finance another car on my own, and I'll be okay. So I'll be with um, once I start the new job, I'll still be with delivery services, ride share if it's available, in a transition period until the first check from the job comes, and then eventually I'll wind down everything. I'll probably keep doing. I'll probably do um, um, just deliveries and not ride share anymore, but it's gonna be okay. I know it's gonna be fine. All right, I got so many questions to ask. Thank you for the super chat, Tony. I appreciate it so much. I really do. Um, Let me see. Hotel rooms are not inspected by the government or anyone. Be careful. You know what? Here's the situation, and I appreciate the caution that you gave, Leonard. I really do. The reality is this: this is an airborne virus. You've got people that have this virus right now and don't even know they have it. For all I know, I got the virus and don't even know it, because that's how influenza type viruses spread. Um, all at this point, all we can do is really hope for the best. Let the government do what they're gonna do, but you still have to take care of yourself and be vigilant. You have to make sure you wash your hands. You take care of, your health, and make sure that you, protect yourself as best as you can. Um, it's this is how it is. We have a nonchalant attitude towards things like this, because we're used to running a CVS and Rite Aid, and buying over the counter pill, and we keep pushing it and going to work. Now we're like, you know what? Right now, society as we know it is starting to turn upside down. People are acting crazy behind this thing. So the thing is, not only do you have to take care of yourself, but you've got to also watch out for those other people around you as well too. Let's see, where else are we going to? Let me see, hotel rooms. Yes, please get yourself together with the time. I was like, huh? LOL. ALVESQ 1906. LV, you've missed all the fun stuff, man. Maybe you probably didn't see the video. I was rear-ended on the freeway on Saturday. Car spun out. First counterclockwise, then clockwise. Went over to the glided over to the side of the freeway. 405 northbound at the 105 interchange. If anyone is in LA, y'all know that section of the 105 freeway where it gets super slick when it rains. I mean, it's like you go from a perfectly fine surface, and then once you pass that, it's an area between between El Segundo and Imperial, and it continues on until you go under the 105. There's a section of the freeway that gets incredibly slick and full of water for about half a mile, and if you aren't careful, you're gonna spin out. And my number was up in that area. This guy, he had a brand new car. Well, it was new to him. It was a Infinity M35, and he was flying down the freeway without a care in the world, with three other people. Young guy, rear wheel drive. and he was either in the number one lane or the carpool lane. Hey, he was going faster than me, and he spun out and hit me. So I'm thankful the car didn't. I'm thankful my car didn't flip over. I'm thankful other vehicle didn't hit me. I'm thankful that that I was able to walk away from it. And I'm thankful that at the end of the day, um, I was able to to let him know that I accepted his apology for what had happened. Now we got to deal with the insurance matters and all that stuff. So, oh brother, listening to myself and Anthony Luna. If you play this game, um, LV, um, you know what? This is what I have to do. When all of that is said and done, I will let everyone know as much as I can how it worked out. But I think at the end of the day, I'll be okay. Considering everything that has happened over the last 4 years with me, um, let's just say, I'm happy that I'm still walking because it could have turned into something significantly worse. So, but there we go. Let's see. Let me see. Tony retracted his message. Anthony Lillian. Hey Anthony, what's up? Yeah, I've already contacted an attorney. They left me a message earlier this afternoon, but my phone was dead, so I'll give them a call first thing in the morning. I received an excellent recommendation from someone the other day, and and you know, it's this in this particular case, yeah, I'm well aware of it. I mean, come on, but there's a lot I have to say about that once it's all settled and done. But yeah, they are in contact with me, and I will be speaking with them about it, and we'll see how it goes. Um, yeah, it just this whole matter just gave me a really a lot to think about on a whole lot of things. Um, Let me see. Why haven't you gone to a doctor for an accident? I haven't gone to a doctor because I don't need to go to a doctor. I feel fine. I really do. I did have a really bad headache a couple of days ago, but I'm good now. So I said, hey, I'm all right. I mean, I've been in situations before. I was in one accident. It was my second accident where I was injured. So I know my body and how I feel and everything like that. And if I had a problem, I'd be okay. But I'm not going to claim something that isn't there. But if I had a problem, I would have went. But another reason why I didn't go, quite frankly, is because I don't have health insurance. I'm not trying to add extra bills on the problems I already got right now. So I'm like, hey, there we go. But still, um, you know, I probably should. Now that I think about it, we'll see. I'm not. I need to start talking about it though, because I know there are a couple people gonna say, "Pete, you just shaking their head. No, 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 you mess it up." So let me see. Donnie.com. Hope you're doing fine. Um, yes, I am leaving rideshare. That's the reason why I got the job, because the bottom line is this: rideshare is unwilling and unable to provide the most important thing that I need right now, and that is I need health insurance. It's not available for rideshare, and the fact is this: I don't care how hard I drive, I can't afford life insurance. I can't afford life insurance. Um, I need a job that can provide it to me, and I need a job that I'm going to stick with for the long haul. And so the position that I'm with, it satisfies both of those requirements, and it's not involving transportation. I do not want to go back to transportation as a source of income. Um, I look at my life over the last 10 years, and transportation has been a failure. So I'm not going back to something that will cause me still more pain. So being a truck driver is not an option. Being a school bus driver is not an option. Um, being going back to metro, going to it's not an option. If you hear that I became a driver again and I decided to do a job or so like that, let me tell you something. If I were going to go back to transportation, then it would either be as a trucker or back to metro. Um, but I don't want to do either one of those, and I really don't have to. Even though my life is still basic right now, I have other options, and I'm going to exercise those options. So I've been given a fantastic opportunity. I literally walked in the door. We had a great conversation, and he gave me an offer, and I passed the important stuff. Now, I do have a call tomorrow because he did tell me that he wanted to review the um, the background investigation and the drug testing results with me or so like that. So I said, okay, great. I basically know what the answer is, but there's that little possibility something could go wrong. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I don't know. I don't apply for jobs I don't get. I don't. So, but I think due to various laws, he has to have me over the phone to confirm everything with me and go from there. He may say, hey, you pass this and that, and but because of what we're dealing with on coronavirus, we may have to extend the time when you start. So he may want to have that conversation with me. So we'll see. So I'll have that talk with him tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Um, You know what? I would love to hit the lotto too. That would be great. And I'll tell you something. If I hit the lotto, um, I know exactly what I would do as far as helping other people. Um, because of the fact that I've lived in my car now for 3 years, and I've been able to navigate the situation where if I have to do this for literally the next 20 years, I know exactly what to do. And there are two things that people who are homeless but have the physical ability to work and get back on their feet, there are two things that they must have. They must have a stable address that they can depend on for basically everything that requires a stable address. And they need a safe, clean place they can go to keep clean, to wash themselves, to relieve themselves when it's time to use the restroom, and to make sure their clothes remain clean. And I would work on that regard to provide those basic things, those two basic things. I will say this: I am so appreciative to my subscribers on this channel because your support is what helped me get through this. The one thing that changed everything for me and made this so much easier to handle, to the point where it's no big deal now, is when someone told me about the TA, the TA truck stop in Palm Springs. When they told me that, it made everything so much easier, because being able to go to that facility and to pay them $15 and to take a shower whenever I needed to, and to have a private room to properly groom myself, clean myself, take care of my clothes if necessary. I mean, they charge $3 a load for their stuff, but still, it's there, it's a resource. And to be able to use that space to recharge instead of going to your typical homeless shelter, it has made all the difference in the world for me. It has helped me tremendously. Um, And that's why it's like, hey, you know what? As long as I have a vehicle that allows me to make money one way or another, I have a stable address so I can, stay productive with the with with my financial accounts and all like that, and then having a clean, reliable place I can go to that's open 24 hours a day, um, and I have complete privacy. It it I couldn't have made it this far without the place, and I'm like, hey, that's why now I'm cool with the car life when it comes down to it. Of course, I'm not going to be like this forever, but one thing I do know is I absolutely need a vehicle. If I didn't have a vehicle, I don't think I'd last a month out here. I don't think I would. I mean, there's some people who've been doing it homeless for years, but I'm not trying to go down that route. So there we go. That's my spill there. So when I get myself back together, I will want to do my part to assist in that regard, and I think I'll be okay. Um, Let me see. The insurance will take care of everything, Tony, and I can absolutely tell you for a fact. Remember that if you watch Star Trek, the 2009 reboot of Star Trek, when Prime Spock told Kelvin Kirk that he says, "Look, you need to find a way to let Kelvin Spock know that I'm emotionally compromised, and assure me I just saw my world destroyed. I am immersion. I am emotionally compromised. Look, I have suffered considerable psychological trauma from this. I can tell you that for a fact. Um, it is impacting. It is impacting everything right now. When I look at all this rain and water coming here, and I'm looking at the 405 freeway, um, I'm like, and then knowing that you still have all these drivers out here who behave in a completely careless manner, and then especially the way I was treated at Metro when I was assaulted on board a bus, and I did not want to acknowledge then that I was emotionally traumatized when I was assaulted. I, Imagine just how you would feel if you were in a car and you were rear-ended at 65 miles an hour and your car spun around on the freeway, and you're hoping that a tractor trailer doing 60 miles an hour in the slow lane doesn't hit you. Because if I were hit at 65 miles an hour by a truck, sideswiped or front end or something like that, I probably wouldn't be having this conversation with anybody right now. So I'm very thankful to be here. I'm very thankful that it was just a simple issue. And, all I have to do is do a few letters and do a couple of frustrating phone calls and whatnot. Um, so yeah, this is something else. It's unsettling. It really is. TJH 2015. I stopped rideshare driving when my 2013 Ford Escape blew an engine from a bad head. Fortunately, my warranty paid for most of it, but I'm done driving. Well, the bad head was going to happen eventually. All you did was accelerate the moment in which it happened. Um, One thing about me and rideshare, me and deliveries, before I became a rideshare driver and before I became a delivery driver, I was already driving 30,000 miles a year, just going back and forth to work and doing my basic stuff or so like that. By definition, I'm a high mileage driver. I've always been a high mileage driver. I'm going to do 30,000 miles a year, period. That's just how my life has been in my 33 years of driving. Believe it or not, I've been driving since I was 16 years old. I've been driving for 33 years. So, so when I became a rideshare driver, um, I started driving 50,000 miles a year, which was no big deal. because I'm like, okay, I'm doing it for pay now instead of, just for, my leisure or whatnot. So, yeah, you're going to put some miles on the car, and some vehicles, unfortunately, won't make it because, your blown head more than likely happened because your thermostat went out. When your thermostat went out, the engine overheated, and then the head popped. So, it's unfortunate, but these things do happen. Um, Ford told me some engines were defective. 71,000 miles is low. 71,000 miles. You should not have had a blown engine head at 71,000 miles. Um, that is that is. You know what the biggest problem is with these new cars that we have? Because I'm even looking at this Lexus right now, and both of the Toyotas I had, they don't put temperature gauges in these engines anymore. Your first indication that you're going to have a problem with with your motor developing a bad head is if you start seeing that temperature gauge go higher than what the normal range is supposed to be. That temperature gauge will give you an opportunity to pull over, shut the vehicle down, and let it cool off before stuff gets worse. That's going to let you know, okay, there's a problem going on with this thermostat. Um, you may have a coolant leak, don't even know about it. You may not have enough coolant in your car, don't know about it. Now, all they do is if you have a situation with the coolant, a light comes on. Well, by the time that light comes on, most people ignore lights on their car. You look and say, oh, it's all right. I can keep going. Like your gas light. You look at it and say, oh, okay, I need gas. I know I need gas. I'll go another 50 miles and get gas. But what you don't know is with an engine, if 71,000 miles, you would hope they replaced the engine. They probably someone sued them for that. But now, it's unfortunate that it has to come down to that. So that's something. Another guy I know has the same car as mine, and his blew too. Well, is it a turbocharged car? If it's a turbocharged car, that could be an issue. Also, because with turbo engines, they produce more internal pressure, and it's even more important. Hey, look, you that's one of the reasons why I like electric vehicles. When you have an electric vehicle, you never have to worry about blown engine heads, overheated engines, head gasket failures, stuff like that. So we're okay. Um, I made no money today because I'm not working today. That's my option as an independent contractor. I have no problem telling people I made $0 today. And I don't plan on working today either. Um, I plan on working tomorrow, but not today. So there we go. Let's see. Well, I'm glad they replaced the engine in your vehicle, and you've been given another opportunity to make it work with that car. So that's good. And they had a problem with it. So, um, we're not driving tonight, Bruce. I'm not driving tonight, Bruce Lee, and I don't know if Los Angeles is under a total lockdown. I don't think we are. Um, but hey, all the steps in place where these things might happen. Um, so what's the matter? Can't handle an ice cream truck and apartment rent. What about your daily car payment? I have a different vehicle now, and I was told by the owner of the vehicle that I have 2 weeks to start making the weekly payments on the vehicle, and I already have that money set aside, so I will be fine. I'm in a good place. I will be okay. I'll be able to ride this out for as long as necessary. And I also have delivery options as well too, so I'll be fine. And then the other thing is the owner of the vehicle, if things get really bad and everything gets shut down, the owner of the car is flexible enough with me to do whatever is necessary. In other words, I'm okay. I'm good. So so there we go. Let me see. What's the matter? Can't handle an ice cream truck and apartment rent. Um, I can't handle apartment rent right now, Mad Studios, but everyone knows that. I don't make enough money as a rideshare driver to handle an apartment right now. I start a job on March 23rd if everything goes according to plan. Um, so I'm okay. Um, Peterson, the Great Depression is just getting started. Maybe so. We'll see in a few months what happens. Um, we'll see. People are talking doomsday right now, so we'll see what happens. Let's see. Doing right share. Let me see. Let me see. I'm a school bus driver and I'm not working until the 1st of April unless things change with the closure. Besides, I'm working on computer art and writing. Might as well do what I love doing. That's true, TJH. I appreciate that. You do what you do and you'll be okay. Our share just wasn't designed for drivers to be stable. It's designed for drivers to be stable. Let me see. You help so. Hey, thanks for that, Tony. I appreciate that. I've tried. I really have. Let me see. Anthony Luna saying, Ulancy out here leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table, shaking my head. The headache is good enough for a lawyer. That's a potential head injury, regardless of how minor. I'll deal with that when I speak with the attorney tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to do that because here's the situation. I believe in what goes around comes around, and I believe that the universe will take care of those appropriately who decide to do things that are wrong. I will report on what happened. I will tell them what's going on. If they advise me to go see a physician, I will go see a physician. I will tell them what problems I'm facing, and then we'll just simply take it from there. And what happens? Look, I left lots of money on the table when Metro fired me. I left a lot of money on the table when Metro fired me. But I had a reason for leaving that money on the table. And I don't regret 1 minute of the decisions I made regarding that. Um, so, you know, that's that. All I know is this: I'll be okay. I'll be fine. I'll be good to go. I'm not worried in the slightest about how all of this will turn out. I'm cool. I'll be all right. Let's see. If you had gone to urgent care, you wouldn't be charged. You just give them a claim number. They end up billing the at fault party. Okay, well, I'll remember that one for the future. I really will. Time to leave rideshare. Best of luck on the new job. Might be a new blessing. Stay focused and get things back in order. Yeah, the new job is a new blessing, and I applied for the job before the accident happened. That was already in place. I was already moving forward with that. So, that was that was cool. I was planning on keeping the Prius through that whole period, but hey, that car's gone now. So, we'll see. And more than likely, the Prius will be a total loss because of how it's hit, the severity of how it was done, and you know, I mean, look, the car was hit in the rear fender area. It was hit pretty hard in the rear fender area, and there was suspension damage that will require that rear suspension to be replaced, not just an adjustment. Um, and then, is it a fixable car? Is it repairable? Yes, it is fixable. It's repairable, but the repairs will exceed the value of the vehicle. Who knows what's going to happen to it after it's gone? So, someone could look at the car and say, look, they'll put another bumper on it to keep it from flopping around in the wind, leave the dent in place. Um, um, Redo the suspension. Look, if it were my car and I owned it, that's what I would have done. I said, okay, look, I'll fix the suspension. I'll put the another bumper in place to keep it from doing it. And I'll keep it pushing and just wouldn't use it for anything. I put it on delivery so that you could have a bucket on delivery, but you obviously wouldn't be able to use it for rideshare. And that would have been it. I would have drove the car until it died. Um, so, that's that. Um, let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Luna, I'm already working on the I'm working on getting the doctor. Sorry about that. And yeah, Omar D, I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. Just getting preparing myself for tomorrow. Um, Matt Studios, you made a comment here by saying, if you are making so much money, why are you still sleeping in a car? When are you going to wake up? Matt Studios, I think I've said on several occasions on this channel that I am broke, that I have lost everything, and that I am starting all over again from the beginning. I am doing the best I can. Um, Things may not go as well as you might think they should go, but I'm doing the best I can with the resources and knowledge that I have. If anyone has a better idea, I welcome your suggestions, and I will evaluate them based on my perspective, and I will see if it's a good fit or not. Um, certain things I can do, certain things I can't do. Um, but I'm flexible enough to consider anything that comes my way. I can get just about any job I want, but any job that comes my way may not necessarily be the right job for me. I have to feel that it's a good fit. Right now, the best thing I have going for me is a little bit of resources that was provided to me by my mother slash my family. This vehicle here, and my physical ability to do a job. If I go to a job, I'm going to have to wait 3 weeks for the first check anyway. And right now, my main sources of income is Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash. That's where I can get the money from to continue to support myself right now. So that's the best I can do. I'm very thankful that I have this car and I have someone who saw my situation and said, you know what, I believe in Peterson. In spite of all the stuff that's happened before, we're going ahead and lend him this lifeline and help him get back on his feet. This is what it's going to do. This car is the best thing that's going to come to me. I don't know what else more can happen. I don't. So there we go. I'm doing the best I can. You will help others so they don't endure things you have. Tony, the only thing I'll be able to really offer people is my experience and my advice on what to do enter if they enter the situation that I'm in right now. I can say, hey, you know what? Based on what I went through, if I were in your shoes, this is what I would try to do, or this is what I did to get myself out the situation. Um, so it's what it is. Hey, thanks Tony for the best of luck. I appreciate that. Doozer, keep you in my prayers. You're a man of good character. Hey, you know what, Doozer? There are a lot of people who would who would give a different opinion of of that. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing the best I can with the resources that I have. And my thing is, the day will come when I will be able to make everything right with everyone who has gotten me to this point over the years. What has happened, I've been able to get to this point simply because of people who said, hey, this guy has potential. And I appreciate it. I do. I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted at all. All right, let's see. Let me see. Uh, You need a ride from LAX to the Valley on the 22nd at midnight. Um, well, Pat Porter, there should be somebody available, um, at that time to do it. As a rideshare driver, I wouldn't be able. I don't think I would be able to to do that. But yeah, I don't know. my foray into doing private rides is over. I can tell you that. It really has just never worked out for me. I wish it would. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, goodness gracious! You have to forgive me for 1 second. Man, it's a my mom told me that she says that we're having cognition issues in the family, and I got so excited. I'm like, oh my god, I do not believe this is happening to me right now. Why is this happening to me right now? Work with me. I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. But and it's in my brain and it's coming out, and I'm going to scream out your name when I hear it. We just spoke yesterday. We were talking about this whole thing. Do not put it in the comments. Don't do it. Do not do it. I have to force my brain to do this. But thank you so much for that, because you're always sending me this money, and I'm like, dude, why? I don't want you to feel bad, but hey, you know what? I'm getting older, and what my mom, you weren't supposed to tell me I needed to do it on my own, Thomas. Come on, man. Man, come on, Thomas. No, you always do that. I needed to fight for it, man. I needed to fight. You need me to fight. Oh, well, thank you, Thomas. You always look. I'll be able to come down and visit you soon. You know, I want, yeah, we're gonna do that. When I go down and see Thomas, I'm gonna make a video with Thomas, because I want to show off his new vehicle. Is it okay for me to talk about it, Thomas, or no? Say no. Okay, stay focused. I'll stay focused, Thomas. I'll stay focused. Yeah, so no, I wanna go down and yeah, okay. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. Thomas has a new vehicle. He has a Cadillac Escalade now, and he's working on his business, and I'm so very happy and so very proud of Thomas. He has achieved a dream. He has achieved. Look, you always hear this from me. Success is accomplishing your goals. It's just that simple. If you accomplish your goal, you're successful. If you don't accomplish your goal, you fail. Thomas is successful because when we first met, his goal was to achieve a Cadillac Escalade, and an unfortunate situation happened with him, but his goal has been achieved, and he has the vehicle. He's very happy. He's doing well. I'm excited for him. He's going to do great. Let me see. Um, let's see. I thought I would let you make the money, Peterson. Pat, I don't. Oh, I okay. So I'm sorry. I didn't understand the comment there. No, look. Dementia is a reality in life. I've had several forgetful moments over 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 my years or what have you, and sometimes it happens. Thomas and I just spoke yesterday. We had a wonderful. Was it yesterday or the day before? And we were sending messages back and forth, and we sending me pictures and everything like that or so. So when I saw that he came online, I was so excited to see him. But for that split moment, it like okay, you know connect the name. It normally takes me about 2 to 3 minutes. It would have clicked eventually. Thomas and I speak regular enough. I know who he is, so that's the thing. um I'm starting on the 23rd. Today is Monday. um and it's next Monday is when it's supposed to start. I'll be in training for 5 weeks, and then we go from there. So yeah, but I'll be in training, but it might be delayed now because of the health emergency the country is going through. They may say, hey, you passed your background and you passed your drug test, but we have to we have to delay your start time because of certain situations going on with the company. for contractual reasons, I can't state the name of the company. I've told a few people who are close to me where I'm going, but I can't state what it is because if I state what it is, I won't have a job. So I need to, but I can say that I have a job. At least that's the plan. Um, you know, and we'll see what's going on after that. It's an awesome opportunity, and when it was offered to me, I immediately applied because I knew I would get the job. And part of the reason why is because I already have 14 years experience doing the job. Now it's not to the same place where I worked at for 14 years, but it's related to that. So it's a start. It's a good start to rebuild my life and go from there, and to eventually walk away from gig work. I will still need gig work for at least, I'd say, 2 months after really doing it. And the reason why is because I'll need that transition period, so I can build up income, because eventually I'm going to have to return this car to the owner, and I'll need to either save up enough money to buy a car or finance a vehicle. And so I predict by July I'll be completely out of gig work, because I won't need to depend on it or even utilize it anymore at that point. Let me see. No, it's not a bus driver. It's not transportation in any sense. I'm not a bus driver, not a truck driver, not working for Amazon. I'm it's something totally and completely different, and it's a great thing. Let me see. Hey, thanks for that, Tony. I appreciate it. I'm happy for me too. I'm very good and happy for me. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Yo, you get it about the mind thing, yeah. So let's see. Porter, how much money you don't mind paying to get you from LAX to the Valley? Um, don't let the dementia kick in. Okay. Thanks anyway. Oh, Pat Porter. Yeah. Now I get it. I understand the context of your question. Um, yeah. I appreciate that, but I'm gonna tell you the main reason why it would not be a good fit for me to do it is because when I tried to do the scheduled rides and have customers and everything like that, there was always a conflict, a timing thing or so like that. What I don't want to do is I don't want to let you down. On demand just works best for me. I mean, that's just how it is, because what happens is you need someone to give you a ride from LAX at midnight. The problem is, at midnight I'm probably going to be asleep because I need to be up and ready for my job on the 23rd. Um, if I made an agreement with you or with anyone to be available at a certain time, and I have that conflict with sleep, I'm going to have to take on the sleep. Plus, you're going up to the Valley. I have no idea where I'm going to be on the 22nd or 23rd. The thing is this: I have been such a disappointment to so many people in my life that sometimes that what I now do is this: if I sense that there's any potential of disappointment, I say, okay, what is the wiser of the two disappointments? And in this particular case, the wiser of the two disappointments is to say I can't do the job. Because what if I accept the job and then the 22nd comes and I'm not there? I don't want to disappoint you like that. So I'm like, hey, you know what? It's the 16th. There's no risk of anything going wrong right now. I just say, you know what? I can't do the job. That way, it's all right, and we'll do that. So that's the thing. It's better off that if we were to do something, it would be on a totally different scenario or so like that. So thank you. Um, Mad Studios, sometimes there are things worth paying for, and this was one of those. This was one of those. This was one of those things. The reality is this: Saturday night, I was I was rear-ended on the freeway at 65 miles an hour. If things had went a totally different way, I could have lost my life. I could have been physically changed. Um, Instead, I was able to walk away from it. What I need is a mental break for just a day or two. And so that's what I did. And I had the resources for it. Not only did I have the resources to pay for the room, but I also had the resources. I have the ability to reinvest, to basically pay for it and to put it back where it's going. $77. Look, I might be in a bad shape right now, but I ain't that broke, okay? So I'm like, hey, you know what? This was an investment in me. I need to fully recover as best as I can from what I've dealt with. I have dealt with a considerable amount of loss over the last few years, and it has culminated into this thing. Sorry, I saw it was a bit. Goodness, I spit. So, you know that commercial, McDonald's, I need a break today? I needed a break today. And that's what I'm doing. So, I'm like, hey, let me recover from this mentally, emotionally, physically, get all the rest and sleep I need. And then say, okay, fine, let me start this thing. Let me start this thing up tomorrow and go from there. And that's what I'm doing. Getting my mind ready for the next phase of this deal, and meet the challenge appropriately and go from there. So that's what I'm doing. Living in your car can be tiring. If you need a night in bed, go for it. Everyone has to rest. Um, if you're going to use my name, I would strongly prefer that you use the full name Peterson. That's why I use it. I don't like being called Petey. I don't like being called Peter. I don't like any alterations. And I even gave up Pete because people can't get 4 letters right. Please, Peterson, do that for me. I'd appreciate it very much, because too many people really want to screw up a simple thing. That's it. Thank you. I have to be firm because it is a pet peeve. And I would tell you, one of the things I do for anyone who I come in contact with, I always make sure I get their name right. If I can't say the name right, I apologize, and I'll say, look, can you assist me with properly pronouncing your name? Because the one thing I have learned is the most important thing you will say to anybody is their name. That's why it's a big deal. Thomas, you sent me another $5. Thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate that. I can't wait to see you, man. I'm gonna get down there and I'm gonna see you because I'm excited for you. I am. We're gonna show off the Escalade. By the way, speaking of the vehicle, Tony is telling me about the new Corvette C8. I think it's a very beautiful vehicle. I think General Motors has done a fantastic job with it. I hope they sell a boatload of them. Here, buy a Happy Meal at Mickey D's. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. The name of the Lexus is Oscar. It just came to my head. I think of the first name that comes to my mind, and I said, hey, like with the Prius. When I named the silver Prius, I mean not the silver Prius, but the white Prius. I looked at the license plate and it was LJU, and for some reason Louis came to mind. I said, you know what, you're Louis, and there we go. And this car, I don't know why or how it came down to it, but the association with Lexus and CT200H, and it just, you know what, this is Oscar. And you know what? There we go. This car is stuck with Oscar. So, say good afternoon to Oscar. One of the disappointing things about the Prius, about Louis, was I was planning on doing a car review video with Louis, but it started raining. and I'm like, well, I can't do the video in the rain. And then it got hit. So what's going to happen is I will more than likely end up renting vehicles on Turo to start doing the car reviews. Um, I'm very excited about that. Oh, another reason why I had to come to the car today, because I really had no plans of leaving the motel room. I need to go get something to eat. I'm starving. And I had my cables in here because my batteries, all my phones had went dead. And so I needed to, do the recharge. And I figured, you know what? I better get in here and get these batteries going. So now everything is getting recharged the way they need to be, and I figured let me set up the car for the work before I start going. So I went and I went and installed the dash cam. So my dash cam is working. I'm very happy about that. And I'm very proud of my owl cam. I love my owl cam. As soon as I turned it on, it did a few diagnostic things, and then it upgraded to the latest software. So I'm very happy about that, and it still saved the 2 videos that I plan on uploading to YouTube to show y'all about how wonderful the drivers in Los Angeles, California are. At least one I put them both together so you could see the quality, the image quality of the camera. One is a dog pooping in the middle of the street when I still had the BMW. I mean, literally, the dog crossing the street stopped right in the middle of the street and dropped a deuce right there. And then the dog just looked at me and then walked away. And you actually see me maneuvering the car so the tires won't roll over, won't roll over his business. So that was something else. I saw that video and I'm like, yeah, this would be a good one here. So and because of all the enjoyable people out there in LA on the roads, I can't wait to see you what they what they do. It's amazing. Hey Joseph Moore, how are you doing? I'm just doing some subscriber maintenance here. People wanted to know that I'm doing okay after my vehicle collision, and I'm like, for the most part, I feel okay. I still need to go to the doctor. A lot of people are advising me to do so. So I'm like, hey, once everything is right for that, I will do it. I am in communication with an attorney, though. At least I'm hoping to be in communication. We'll know tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Let me see. And yes, I will be as careful as possible. But even when you're as careful as possible, things still happen, and that happened to me. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've been to Five Guys before. Get Five Guys if you're out there in your area. Oh yeah, we got plenty of them out here, man. Five Guys is the bomb. Um, I debate between going to them and going to Fatburger. Um, and I like Fatburger because see, Fatburger has better lemonade. Five Guys uses that high fructose stuff that they put in the machines with the printer cartridges, and Fatburger actually squeezes real lemons. So I'm like, hey, um, so we'll do that. Let me see. Oscar is dope. Um, that's cool. You name the cars, gives it a personality. People forget how much we spend on our cars. I feel so bad about that accident. Yeah, I feel bad about the accident too, because I was getting attached to Louis. Louis was a good car, Louis took great care of me and got exceptional fuel economy. Oh my goodness, you talk about some great fuel rides. But Louis had issues. Louis was when I got the car, it was a few things that I fixed on the vehicle to make it right, and it was cool. But it was still a new car. It's just little stuff that had to be done on the first and second day. And like for example, when I got the car the first day, I couldn't put it on the platform because the all the whatchamacallits, what are those things called? The hubs, Uber and Lyft, they both were closed. So I had to take care of it the next day. So the first day I had it, I didn't make any money with the car. But it was okay because, I had the money to make the rental on the vehicle anyway. When I finally did get it on the platform to start driving on my second trip, I suffered a flat tire. So I had to drive around all day to get a replacement tire. And then the third day when I had the car, that's when it started raining for the first time. And what happened was I had to replace the front windshield wipers because I turned the wipers on and it was like, okay, are the wipers on or are they off? Because I'm seeing nothing. I mean, the wipers made it worse. They were so bad. So I replaced the wipers with, top of the line Bosch Envision wipers, really cool wipers. Unfortunately, those wipers were $30 a piece, and they were the only ones that the what's that place? AutoZone. There's an AutoZone that's open 24 hours a day in LA. It's the only one. And I went there. I spent the money on the wipers, and now everything is crystal clear. I'm like, ooh, this is beautiful. I love these Envision wipers. And for $30, they should have been perfect. But the thing was, when you look at what I had to pay for the tire, get that handled, and the amount of time I wasted to take care of that, and then when I had to take care of the windshield wipers, I was constantly 2 days behind on the payment with the car, and I was pushing it hard to pay the money. Oh, one other thing, when the accident happened, there were no riders in the car. It was just me. I was logged off, and I was on my way to Van Nuys to rest, and I was driving from Carson to so I'm thankful that in the bad accident there was nobody in the car but me. That's good because this thing will be a mess if there were riders inside the car. So I'm happy about that. Hey Richard Macias, how you doing? I appreciate you checking in. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ryan Hartley, let's check out and see what you have to say. Oscar's dope. Happy meal at Mickey D's. Very true. Immortals, Cerrito. Oh no, just Snap, you were cramping my style. It's just when it comes to the name, that's something that I'm kind of particular about. I will say this, however, there's only one person in the world that I allow to call me Petey, and that is a former coworker of mine. She is just a wonderful lady, and I let her call me Petey, but nobody else. So, but it's been years since that happened. I mean, it would, you know, but I put up with it because she was just a cool person to me. So I said, okay, for you, I'll make an exception. So that's that. The C8 Corvette looks better. Yes, it does look better, Freeman. It does look better. And one day I'm gonna sit in one, and maybe I'll get to even drive one, and we'll see how it goes. Corvette is a poor man's Ferrari. You know what? I personally wish that people would stop calling the Corvette a poor man's Ferrari, and I wish that people would be respectful and call the vehicle what it is. It's a Corvette. A Corvette is a Corvette. Um, the car, it's a high performance sports car. It's engineered to a specific standard, and General Motors charges what they charge for it because that's what the customer base for that vehicle expects. Um, Personally, for what General Motors has put into the vehicle, I think that GM should be charging a minimum of $100,000 for the car. That's just my opinion. I think GM should have kept the C7 in production along with the C8 because there are people that would still like to have a traditional front engine rear drive sports car, and they could have kept the C7 in production for a strong number of years. Um, but the C8 is a fantastic car. I think it's a bargain, and I think GM won't have any problem whatsoever selling that car. None. Um, So it looks great. I saw one in person several months ago. They had a there was it was during the auto show. Yeah, in October, there was a special event they had going on Adams Boulevard, down far away from the convention center. But I was sitting there parked, and they had unloaded. It was a yellow C8 that they unloaded off of one of those concealed cargo truck deals. And even from a distance, it's like, wow, that is one impressive vehicle. But I tell you this, me personally, if I were going to get a sports car today, I would be looking at a Camaro SS. That's what I would be getting. If I had to get a two-door sports car, I would look for one of those. I love the Camaro. If you had to ask me what's my choice, a a Camaro, a Mustang, or a Charger or a Challenger, my choice is a Camaro. Um, have you seen any Tesla trucks yet? I haven't seen one on the road. I haven't seen a Tesla Model Y yet, but my understanding is the car is currently being delivered. So I haven't seen one yet, but it's only a matter of time. Right? It's raining, and I've been ever since Saturday. I basically haven't been on the road, so I haven't seen one yet. But it's only going to be a matter of time. Um, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think the Model Y is going to do well, and I think they will hold their own quite well against the Mustang Mach E. Um, I think the Mustang is going to do well in part because they do have a relatively low, what's that thing called? You know how you have to pay the $500 reservation fee to get the car going. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how that vehicle does. But I tell you this, I think the Mustang Mach E will do well in the short term because unlike the Model Y, the Mustang, I don't even believe I'm saying Mustang Mach E. The Mach E still has a $7,500 cash incentive tax credit. So that car is going to sell out because so many people are going to want an electric vehicle with great range, and it has the tax credit. So I hope that the vehicle has a really nice interior. It looks like it has a good interior, and I think Ford is going to do well with the Mach-E. I really do. I think they're going to do well. How do you feel about Cargo Beam? It's the digit ad that goes on top of your car. Uh, did you look at the video about NYC mayor? No, I didn't. I didn't see the video about the New York City mayor. Um, I will check it out though, and I'll give you my opinion on it at a later time. But I haven't seen it. I heard about it though. New York, y'all about to shut down. Yeah, yeah. It seems like y'all gonna shut down the trains, and airports are gonna be shut down in New York. And you know what? If it happens in New York, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen in LA as well too. But right now, um, LA doesn't have many cases from what ooh, from what I've seen. Um, but it's something. Let me see. Let me. Oh, did you look at the video about New York City mayor talking against Uber? No, I didn't see that. I'll have to look into that and see what's going on. Yeah, I see they're shutting down everything. Hey, Peterson, I haven't been around much. Just wanted to say what's up, and I hope you're doing well. Hey, Fridge guy, Fry guy Zero. There you go. Sorry about calling you Frigid. Fry guy Zero, I'm hanging in there, man. I'm doing okay. Thank you so much for asking and for checking in. I appreciate it. Um, I was talking about the Camaro SS. I'm trying to be an eco-friendly guy or so like that, but sometimes you just got to have a V8 engine. So let me see what the prices for a Camaro SS is going. But hey, you know what? More than likely, I'll probably end up getting a Tesla Model 3 anyway. That's what I said. Well, I'm glad you feel that the Ram makes the best pickup trucks. Ram pickup trucks are cool, but I'm a GM guy. if I had to choose a domestic manufacturer. That's just how it is with me. I'm a GM guy. All right, so I'm looking here for the lowest price Camaro SS on Auto Trader. There are 288 results of Camaro SS's, and I'm gonna filter out the new ones. So brand new SS, there are 40 brand new SS's within 200 miles of my home zip code. And so let's see what we have here. The lowest price one I see here is one I wouldn't buy. It is a white SS at MK Smith Chevrolet. It has 57 miles on the odometer. And they want $34,250, and it's a 2019. So I'm looking at it, and it looks all right. I'm not a fan of white on this car though. So let's see. Let's go to the black one. Okay, this one has nicer wheels on it. I like this one. Diamond Chevrolet have a MSRP of $42,280, giving you a manufacturer's rebate of $1,750 and a dealer discount of $3,553 for a proposed transaction price of $36,977. I like the wheels on it. This one looks good. Oh, this is Diamond Hills. Oh, they changed their name. Okay, they used to be Diamond Hills. No, it's still Diamond. No, it's Diamond Chevrolet of San Bernardino. And let me see. Okay, yeah, this is a different location because I'm looking. They call it. See, the reason why it's interesting. This is a dealer trade car because I got Squirt, which was my 2013 Cruze. I got that car at Diamond Hills. Great dealership, love them out there. And so they did a dealer trade. I love these wheels though. Oh my goodness. Ooh, it's the wrong color though, but I love it. Oh my goodness gracious. If I got one of these cars, I'd be a mess. Cause I tell you, y'all would know this car has a V8 engine if I was driving it. Oh, but you know what? It's a no-go at this station. It's got cloth seats in it. And we're not doing cloth seats. I'm not doing cloth seats. Here's an all black one right here. Oh my goodness, I love it. This one looks great. And it has leather seats. Ooh, with a power driver seat too. All right. That's what I'm talking about. It's got a 6-speed manual transmission. Okay. Ooh, yes, I love it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. They ain't messing around with this car. Yes. If I were to get a 2-seat sports car, I'm getting a Camaro. But I love the wheels. They made the wheels all black. And I love how the bow tie is in the grill like that. That's so in the bumper. That's so cool. And see, what is this? Oh, it doesn't have the quad exhaust. It only has the single double. Oh no, this is it's got to have a quad exhaust. Well, can't have everything. But I like this car. This is nice. But I want a silver one. My favorite color is silver. And I don't see one silver Camaro. All of them are white, black. Here's a red one, a blue one. No silver ones. Gray. Black, red, gray, gray, white, blue, white, black, gray, red. Where's silver? No one had, okay, out of 40 cars, not one silver Camaro. Well, so that's that. Okay, we're done talking about a Camaro. Let me see. Drivers can't discriminate. We pick up everyone or else, and we shouldn't be compensated if sick. Richard was not properly vetted and regulated, and that's why they played the games they played. Well, You know what? Here's the thing. Transportation is a tricky business, especially when you're dealing with the public. All right. If I were still with Metro, and if we were dealing with a situation where we were worried about coronavirus, more than likely what Metro would do is they would say, look, if you're a driver and if you feel compelled to wear a face mask, um, you're authorized to use a face mask in the commission of doing your work. That's the first line of defense. If it turned out that the driver got sick as a result of driving the bus and they contracted it from someone who got on board the bus or so, then there's workman's compensation to cover the bus driver for that. And then, of course, there's sick time. And then if they have supplemental insurance like Aflac, or there's another company, Colonial, I think it is, those would pick up the slack as well, too, if something went wrong. Adjustments would be made if I were a bus operator. In this situation, it's different because, see, we're faced with a catch-22 as a rideshare driver. If you feel that you are at risk as a rideshare driver, you have complete and total authority to not work. Turn off your app and do whatever else you want to do. In my particular case, I'm in a motel room, and then I'll be in this car. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to delivery services instead of doing rideshare. Part of the reason why I'm not able to do rideshare is because this vehicle I'm in now um, is not is not assigned to my rideshare account. When I get my insurance squared away, and I get the proper, because the car is registered and everything. Once I get it properly documented onto the rideshare companies, then I'll consider doing rideshare with this car. Um, but the income I'll make from deliveries will be sufficient because the payment I need to make this car is so low. I can get by with $100 a day now. I couldn't do that before with the other cars I had, but now $100 a day, I'm like, I can do $100 a day with Postmates alone. I'm fine. I'm good. And because you're limiting your public exposure, Postmates is perfect. And right now, because you're going to have a considerable number of people that are going to be using Postmates, getting work on Postmates won't be a problem. I know that for a fact. It won't be. As this thing gets worse, business is going to be booming on delivery services. So, and they'll be happy to have you. I don't know how deliveries are today because I haven't turned on the app to start doing deliveries, and I don't plan on doing deliveries until tomorrow. Right now, I'm taking advantage of my time recovering. So I decided to come to the car and do the video rather than do it in a motel room. I could do it in a motel room off the computer, but the video won't look as good. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it in the car. So there are options. Uber is setting up a fund for people who have been displaced because of coronavirus. They said if you've done at least one trip prior to March 6th, then you qualify for the fund, and then the amount of money you'll be provided for will be relative to how you worked during that time. And I qualified. I did a couple of trips during that time, so I'm like, okay, but it's highly unlikely I'll actually take them up on it. There are some drivers who depend on this income exclusively, and they need the full $1,700 that Uber is going to provide for drivers that are imposed quarantine for 14 days. So that is a very interesting how that's going to go down. Very interesting. Let's see here. I would imagine they've wrapped up. Oh yeah, they're going to ramp up. I mean, delivery service is going to be the new normal for a lot of people, but I expect they're going to be okay. From what I can, from I can't tell right now on my phone because the phone, well, my app would tell me where the hot spots are, but I would imagine delivery is the way to go now to do all right. I don't trust them until I see money given. They lie, Mr. Peterson. They are cheap on rides. Why help drivers? But let's hope. You know, Tony, I actually share your sentiment. I do. We'll see what happens. They're telling us that they want to provide this. They do have a plan. They've given a solid plan on how they plan on taking care of the drivers. They've told the drivers, okay, if you're eligible if you drove during this particular period of time, and then the amount of compensation you will receive will be based on this much production you have done during that time, because each driver's situation will be different. They're not going to pay $1,700 to a driver that's only doing $50 worth of work, $1,000 worth of work a week. They have plans in place for that as well too. So what I've seen, I like. It looks good. It's a good start, and hopefully, once this is done, they will actually use this as a blueprint to create something a bit more comprehensive moving forward, so that if drivers get ill and they need sick time, they have something. Oh, you know what? We can work with this. We'll see. Um, but right now, the situation is the country is dealing with something that is unprecedented, and everyone is pulling together because there are going to be a lot of people who, unfortunately, are going to suffer greatly from this. People are going to die from this. Um, and there are going to be some people who will come out ahead because of this. Um, so we can only hope for the best now, because you're going to have a lot of people whose incomes are going to be severely disrupted by this. Let me see. I worked for. Okay. And how did you like Postmates, Slick Nick? I enjoy doing Postmates. I really do. Just curious, did you go to college? You seem like a very intelligent person. No, Ryan, I did not go to college, but I do plan on returning. I do plan on completing my education while I'm at my new job. That is going to school has been a lifelong goal of mine. It's been a very elusive goalpost, but now I know exactly what I'm going to go to school for. I want a law degree, and so start from the just say, okay, I may reconsider the online approach of going to school. um, I tried it a couple of times and it didn't work out for me, because I always felt that I was the kind of person that needed to actually go to a class and be accountable for that. But I may look at that now, and I may say, you know what, Peterson, what you need to do is you need to grow up, and you need to just do the work, do it on your computer at home, and get your undergraduate degree that way, and then do the law studies that way or so. But when I look at my life, what I could have done, the amount of time I have left, how I can best contribute to society, what I feel I excel at the most, I believe that studying law is the most effective path to be a benefit to others. So yeah, I've always wanted to have a degree. It's just making the time and of course paying for it. So but if I were to go to school right now, I mean, if I were if I were 18 years old, graduating across, and someone said, okay, you need to go to school, knowing my life now and what I know about her, so I'm like, you know what, I need to be a doctor. I would straight up be a doctor. Um, because hey, let's face it, doctors are respected, and doctors make pretty good money, and doctors are very important to society. And I think I would have made a halfway decent doctor, but I was afraid to fully commit to it. But that's something I should have done. But I'm too old to pursue a medical career now, because I would be 60 before I could really start practicing medicine, and the amount of money and time necessary to make that happen, it would be unwise of me at this point to pursue that. But I can do law, so I'll do that, and I feel great about it. Grandma sound like a lawyer. Better call Saul. I get why he went that route. I get why he went that route. If you ever saw the show, oh, I'm familiar with the show. I just have to catch up on it again. I kind of took it for granted, but I know that Saul was an integral character on Breaking Bad, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. Oh, by the way, did anyone see um um Westworld? Westworld is back. Please tell me it's good because I love Westworld. What's his name? Nolan. It's not Christopher Nolan, but it's his brother. Um, the show is phenomenal. I love it. I love all the characters. Everyone is cool. But please tell me it was good. Because I'm gonna restart my HBO subscription on the phone because I went and did my subscription for what's that thing, so I could watch the rest of Power and get that out of my system. Stars. I went and did Stars. My CBS is good because I keep up on Star Trek Picard because I love it, and but I want to know about how Westworld is doing. Let's see. Noel Brito. I've been doing Uber for 4 years full time in LA. During Christmas, I usually switch to food delivery. Tomorrow, I will have to switch to delivery for the first time other than Christmas. Uber Eats. Yes, we got to do it because that's where the business is now. Um, didn't see it, but I heard it's legendary. I have a BA degree in cinema film studies. Yes, Slick Nick, you told me that. You definitely told me that. Thanks at Neil Brio. Sorry to hear. Oh, don't be a hater like that, Joe. That's wrong, man. Slick Nick is great. In fact, Slick Nick is gonna be helpful for me with this channel. I already told him I plan on meeting with him. We're gonna do some nice things with the channel. We're gonna see what he thinks about Christopher Nolan and his brother are geniuses. Love all his movies. Have you seen the trailer for Tenet? Oh, Christopher Nolan has a new movie out called Tenet. Ooh, okay. Let me check this out. I love some Christopher Nolan. He is the man when it comes to movies. Tenet movie. Let me see. 2020 thriller. Oh, written and directed by Christopher Nolan, John David Washington. I think John David Washington is Denzel Washington's son. Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debicki, Dimple Kapadia. Michael Caine is in it. This is good. And Kenneth Branagh. Okay, he's got some heavy hitters in this film. I'm shivering right now just reading the names. Tenet is scheduled to be released by Warner Brothers on July 17, 2020. They spent $205 million to make this movie. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Michael Caine really only knows two things about Christopher Nolan's Tenet. I can tell you this. They got Michael Caine in this film. Oh my goodness. I'm afraid to watch the trailer. I'm gonna watch this thing right now. I hope it's good. I really do. I'm gonna watch the trailer right now. I'm excited. Uh-oh. I already love this.
We all believe we've run into the burning building. But until we feel that heat, we can never know. You do. You chose to die instead of giving up your colleagues. test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
Nuclear holocaust.
No. Something worse.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors. Some of the wrong ones, too.
I have to start looking at the world in a new way.
I'll try to understand it. Feel it.
All right.
Now that here.
Hasn't happened yet.
This one's going to be fascinating. You know, one thing Christopher Nolan does is he likes to twist around your brain. From what I've seen so far, it looks like Tenet is Inception 2.0. And if it is, it's going to be spectacular. It looks good. I like it. I can't wait to see it. That car chase scene, you know, I'm going to tell you this. That's going to, everyone is going to compare this car chase scene to the one in The Matrix Reloaded. That's the car chase scene to beat. So we'll see what happens, because that was the car chase of all car chase scenes in The Matrix Reloaded. I mean, it had it there. I am disappointed. This is huge now. This is very huge. I'm very disappointed that Hans Zimmer is not doing the music on this video. I know Christopher Nolan asked Hans Zimmer to do it, and something had to have happened to where he was either unavailable or unwilling, or maybe Hans Zimmer's score didn't come out or so. But I tell you this, if Hans Zimmer were able to do the music in this film, in Tenet, the same way he did it in Inception, that would be huge. So it kept my attention the whole time, and it really added to the tension of just the trailer. So yeah, I'm very hopeful. Look, Michael Caine is in it. That's good. Robert Pattinson. This is a film that he's a major film of his that he's now in. So that's good as well too. But Christopher Nolan has a new film out. Hopefully we get to see it with all this stuff going on with coronavirus or so. That'd be great. Movie scores definitely matter, that's for sure. Let's see. A question was asked of me, what are all the jobs you've had? I'm not going to talk about all the jobs I've had. It's all in the past now. I'm not going to worry about that. William May, the BMW 7 Series, you're well behind on the times. The BMW was returned almost 2 years ago. The BMW is old, long gone, and I did not have an accident in that car. So no, the Beamer, I returned that car, November of 2018, I think it was. It was a wonderful time with the BMW. Peterson was the name of that car. It was exceptional. It was wonderful, and I tell you, if I ever make enough money, I will be very happy to buy a 2017 BMW 740i. It was the best car I've ever had. Best car all around. And right now, the resale value is such that one day I look forward to actually getting one, unless I go super eco and say, you know what, I love the car, but because it has a gas engine in it, I'm gonna have to turn it down. Um, the number of collisions I've been involved in officially has been, let me see, I believe this is my fourth in my whole time of driving in 33 years. And except for my first accident, all accidents I've been in have been rear end collisions. I am I'm a very proactive driver. I constantly scan my mirrors. If I see someone who's tailgating on me, I move out of their way and I let them pass. If I see a situation where I think I'm in any potential danger whatsoever of getting in a problem, I will get off the freeway if that's what it takes. No, not an Uber. I've been driving for 33 years, so I've been doing a lot more driving than just Uber. This is the first time, however, I have been in a collision um, at this rate of speed. I most Let me see. My first accident happened in 1993. I was driving a um no, my first accident that I had, I was in 93, and it was a place called Desert Center in near between Palm Springs and the California border. And I was driving too fast. There was a dip in the road. The car dropped. It went airborne. It fell. When it fell, the the right half shaft on the front of the car, it broke. I lost control of the vehicle, and it skidded off the road, hit a curb, and I came to a stop, a storm drain, and I had to be towed from Desert Center all the way back to my house. Um, that accident for that accident happened, I was a kid. I had an Acura Integra. I was doing 90, 100 miles an hour on the freeway all the time, and I was a decent driver, but I was a typical kid in a little fast car, and thinking I was invincible. And when I saw that I came that close to losing my life and totaling out my car and everything, I changed my whole mo about driving. And I became I became a very proactive driver. And I'm the kind of driver today where, look, you do everything and anything to avoid a collision. That is your number one responsibility as a driver. You do everything. And on that note, the only kind of collision you cannot avoid is a rear end collision and certain side impacts, even certain cars that come at you. And the reason why is because when you're a driver, you have 100% control over what your car does. You can't control what that other person does, and you can't make that other person stop behind you any faster. You can get out of the way, you can make a turn, you can stop, you can speed up, but you can't do anything about the guy behind you. So, I watch my speed. I choose my lanes carefully. I watch other cars around me. If there's a person who is behaving like an idiot on the road, I get out of their way. Someone is tailgating me, I move away. I don't antagonize other drivers on the road. If you feel that you're in that much of a rush, I will move over and let you keep on being. But I will not let a driver bully me on the road either. It's about self-preservation. It isn't about being right. It isn't about being wrong. It's about being respectful and realizing that all of us have to share this road together, and we all want to get to where we need to go one way or another as safely as possible. Nobody wants to deal with a wrecked car. Nobody wants to deal with insurance claims. Nobody wants to deal with injuries and major changes to your lifestyle because of something that could have been prevented. But you still have a lot of people out there who think that they can't get into an accident, who think that they won't get into an accident, and they won't do anything to mitigate that. That accident that I had on that day, there was no reason for that accident to have happened. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. There was nobody on that freeway. he was flying down that freeway at an unsafe speed, and he didn't believe he was going to lose control of his car. No, no. So, it's unfortunate, but the sad thing is he had two other people in the car with him. So he's very thankful that he was able to walk away from that accident, and he'll be able to get another car. And my hope is that this whole experience he goes through will change his attitude about the type of driver that he is and hopefully was, and he'll make different decisions in the future. Plus, I'm a commercial driver, and there's a certain way that I want to drive and need to drive, because as a commercial driver, more responsibility is placed on me because I'm specially trained to operate a vehicle in a certain way, because now it's just more than me being affected by my actions on the road. Driving is a passion of mine, but it's also something I take very seriously. So, that's that. I gotta change this clock because this is bothering me big time. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we got here. Average flow clock. Here we go. Let's see. Pacific auto adjust time. Let's see what happens if we do auto adjust time. Auto adjust time is on. There we go. All right, now my time is accurate. All I did was click auto adjust time, and yeah, just do it on auto adjust time. So save. There we go. I'm happy now. All right, close the. I like how this little thing goes up and down. That's cool. That's really nice. I like it. All right, let me see what the other questions are coming in here. Let me see. Too many out there think they can make money driving Uber and pretending to be a taxi driver when all they had to do was drive a taxi, but they can't pay their weekly dues, so Ubers sleep in their cars or live with their mommy. And what was your point of saying that, Mad Studios? Please enlighten all of us. Please remember, don't let the other drivers hit you. You can control the distance of the car behind you. Driving school taught us always leave yourself an avenue of escape. Mad Studios, with all due respect, if you were in the situation I was in last night, I honestly don't think you would have been able to avoid the situation that I was in. I mean, you can control everything. You can't. It was pitch black out there. My lights were on. I was driving at a safe speed, at a safe distance, and I gave myself as much of an escape route as I could. But the fact of the matter is this: when that guy lost control of his car, I didn't see it. I did not see the guy. I don't know where he came from. All I know is one moment everything is going cool, and the next minute is boom, and I'm spinning around on the freeway. I did everything I possibly could to avoid that collision, short of not being on the freeway itself. But because of the distance I had to drive, the distance was the way to go. But you have to understand, race car drivers are professionally trained on a controlled environment where they are. We're not race car drivers out here. We are regular citizens driving on publicly accessible roads. It's just that simple. There was nothing I could have done to avoid the collision. And for anyone to come here and say that I could have avoided the collision, that is an ignorant statement. So, Mad Studios, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Take care, and you have a wonderful day. Okay. All right, everybody. Now, I think the problem with Mad Studios, that guy is he's what you call a troll, I kind of sensed it, but I'm the kind of person where I really do let people communicate, because sometimes I'm wrong, and sometimes I don't You know, maybe someone's trying to teach me something, and I get the lesson or whatever, but then it gets to a point where when someone is illogical in their situation, in their conversation, it's like, okay, you know what, I need that person to not communicate with me anymore. And that's the situation that we were facing right there. I mean, I'm like, there's no way, you could tell me, um there's no way you could tell me that I could have avoided that collision. I did everything reasonable and everything possible to protect myself in that situation. The fact of the matter is this: that gentleman was operating his vehicle in an unsafe manner. He was behind me, and he was going faster than me. If I had seen him, I could have acted in an appropriate manner. I did not have that. I didn't have that option, because I'm looking in my mirrors. I'm checking out everything. Everything looks fine, normal, and next thing I know, boo! Where did he come from? Only indication I have of where he came from was the gentleman was on the left side of my vehicle behind me, and the vehicle was hit in such a way that it will probably be deemed a financial loss. The repairs will exceed the value of the vehicle, and it will be written off. It was hit in the rear quarter panel of the car. The car is drivable, but you don't want to drive it faster than 30 miles an hour, because when you take the car and you go around corners, the rear end swings out stronger than it needs to. The car is definitely unsafe to drive on the freeway, that's for sure. If I put that car on the freeway, I would have lost control of the vehicle on the freeway, because of the extra swing that the rear suspension does. Now, can the car be repaired? Yes, the car can be fixed, but um, and more than likely it will be fixed, or it'll be parted out. But the rear quarter panel on the driver's side was pushed in very hard. Um, but still, it was great that when the car spun around, it didn't roll over. That's the biggest risk of any car that's hit the way mine was. When the rear end starts swinging around, um, it could grab on the road in a certain way that the potential for it to roll over is very strong. I'm thankful that did not happen in my case. So, no, I'm not afraid to drive. Driving is in my blood, and the risk is there for me. And I understand the risk completely. And it's sort of like what they say with astronauts. You don't get out there and cross your fingers and hope everything is all right. Astronauts, there's a specific way they are trained and how they manage risk. And the thing is, we all take a risk when we get in the car and we drive. And the way I drive is to manage risk or so. You know, the fact of the matter is, some people, they manage their risk by not driving in the rain at all. But guess what? We have the rainstorm going on right now, and when the roads are completely dry, people gonna have accidents when it's completely dry. That's just how it is. Yes, this was in the Prius. This was in Louis. Louis is no longer part of the game. Louis is probably gonna go on to Prius 7, or Louis will end up in a new family with some cosmetic work done to him. That's just how it is. So let me see. Yeah, I'll make a post, and I'll put the pictures on Louis. In fact, what I'll do is this. Let me see. Do I have the photos on? Okay, so you have my Instagram channel, which is Ride with Peterson on Instagram. Um, I will post the videos on I will post the not the videos, but I'll post pictures of the damage on Instagram, so you'll see it for yourself. And that way it's easy for you to go to Instagram and check it out and say, oh man, Louis gone. Yeah, Louis gone, people. Louis gone. Um You may get a sign-on bonus, but it won't be much. Let me see. Ride with Peterson. Any tips for a new Uber driver in this crazy time? Back in the day, I was a cab driver with LA Taxi and Yellow Cab, and also have a school bus license. Um, Mr. In my professional opinion, and this is what I'm personally doing, what I would advise you to do is to switch to food delivery. Get with Postmates, DoorDash, Caviar, because right now that's where the business is, and it's going to grow. As the longer this thing continues on, that's where the opportunity is. Because guess what? You will be in a situation where you will be isolated. So you'll be by yourself. You go, you pick up the food, um, you take it, deliver it, and what will end up happening is more and more people are going to choose to simply have the food left at their front door, leave it at the front desk, and pick it up there. Delivery is going to grow. Rideshare may probably get shut down. Um, you know, and then this is what will happen. You'll have a person who'll have their food. They'll come to the door, and they'll take Lysol and they'll spray it on top of the packaging first, and then they'll take it inside their home, and then they'll enjoy the food that way because people are so paranoid over contracting COVID-19. So I would suggest that you move away from transporting people, and you move toward doing food deliveries instead. That's what I'm gonna do. Um, so the problem with being selective with the riders, in my opinion, is the rideshare companies, because they will still treat you the same way as if nothing's going wrong, meaning you will be penalized for canceling on rides. You will be penalized if certain things go wrong. You're still going to get cheap rides. It won't be better. You won't have those problems with food delivery. Now, you will make less money on food delivery, because that is going to be the frustration you're going to have to deal with on food delivery. It's very rare you're going to get a ride that's going to be more than $10. Your average trip is probably going to be $6 or $7. But you will be able to measure your day out. You could say, okay, if I do 20 deliveries a day, I'll make X number of dollars. You can do that. You'll put fewer miles on your car, but then you'll have to worry about parking and all like that. Like, see, right now, I don't want to do food delivery in the rain. I'm sorry, but look, I'm cool right now. I got a place to stay. I got a little bit of money for food. I'm all right. I'll be fine. It probably won't be raining tomorrow, and I'll do it. Now, I don't mind doing it in the cold. I just don't want to do it in the wet. I don't want to get in and out doing that. So now, when this is over, when the dust settles, then you can go back to rideshare and go from there. I'll do driving people around for rideshare, but right now with COVID-19, running around, the odds of contracting it are just getting higher by the day. And all the news is just simply feeding you the thing. Is like, it's doomsday. People are buying up everything in the stores, and the cities are shutting down. Plus, the other thing you have to remember is this: the only reliable place to get rides at right now is the airport, and everything else is dried up. Think about it. In LA, they canceled the NBA season. That means effectively LA Live is shut down, because you have all those people who will be going to all those restaurants, and now all those restaurants are empty, and now they're practically shut down. You've got schools that are shut down. So people who are in colleges, they're home. They're not doing anything. And what do? They order food. They're going to use the food delivery services. it's going to be a very fascinating time for the next and we may have to deal with this. The last thing I heard, I personally thought we would have to deal with this until May. Now they're saying we may have to deal with this until July. So you're going to have to go the long haul with this whole thing. And I would say if you're a person who is in the gig work, opportunity is with the delivery services, and I can tell you this: they will be able to accommodate every single driver because there won't be enough drivers that can do the delivery stuff. Because imagine if you have a city the size of New York, the city the size of Los Angeles, the congestion in San Francisco, and now every single person, literally every single person, needs delivery because you can't go anywhere. And delivery is probably going to be the only thing available. People will need everything from regular food, regular stuff in the restaurant delivered to them. Amazon alone is talking about hiring an additional 100,000 drivers, 100,000 employees to deal with the increased demand they have. That's just Amazon alone. That's huge. That's huge. And I'm looking at delivery just for the stores, and stores still don't have drivers to do what they need to do. So this is going to be a big deal, and to think that we have to be prepared until July to go with it, because by the time July gets here, it's going to be hot enough that the virus won't survive here. But then another medical expert said, okay, it'll be July, summertime in the United States, but it's going to be July, wintertime in South America. COVID virus is still going to be around. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing happens. COVID virus might be the same thing as seasonal flu, and it's just part of the environment now, and we're going to have to deal with it. It's going to be interesting. Let me see. This brother, he in for a real surprise, big chance from real estate to driver. Oh, wow. Let me see. William May, I'm a real estate agent, but everything is shut down and nobody wants to sell or buy anything because of the virus. So I have to keep money coming in. I'm a hustler. Yeah, William May, do delivery. Also, there's something else. There's a project that I'm working on. I'm learning how to be a Forex trader. The great thing about Forex is you can do it from home, but you have to understand what it is you're doing. I'm in the super studying commodities, stocks, investments since I was 18 years old. But there's a new program that has been introduced to me, and people are seeing outstanding results with it. I'm setting up my account and getting everything going. And when the time is right, I'm going to educate all of you on what it is I'm dealing with. Because for some people, you may actually have to transition away from driving, and you may have to become an investor in Forex, which is foreign exchange, the currencies. Remember, Robert Kiyosaki, he had the 4 quadrants. He had the left side and the right side. And his goal is to move people away from the left side and put them in the right side. On the left side, you have employees where they make the least amount of money and they have the most expenses. And then you have the self-employed people. And basically, as a self-employed person, all you did is you just bought a job or so. Then on the right side, you have business owners and you have investors. Investors is the highest place you want to be at, because now as an investor, instead of you working for money, money works for you, but you have to know how to do it. So I've been introduced to this new program. They're supposed to help you become an effective Forex trader. And I'm doing all the little stuff step by step by step. And the first thing is setting up my accounts. So I've got the main account, my brokerage account set up, but the other problem I'm dealing with is trying to move the money from my checking account to the brokerage account. I'm having an issue with that. So we'll see. Um, but you're gonna have, if you're a hustler and you're involved in real estate, um, then you need to be open to the idea of investing in other things in order to make the real estate happen. The reason why people are shying away from the real estate is not because of the virus. People are shying away from real estate right now because of the uncertainty in the economy. Right now, you're hearing of the Dow dropping 1,000 points, 1,500 points, 2,000 points, 3,000 points a day. People are pulling out their money from the market because they think this is doomsday. They are afraid of losing everything, and they are moving their money into other places. And right now, getting into debt, buying a house, is not a smart thing for some people to do, but there are some other people who will definitely be interested in buying property. So it's a matter of priorities right now. What's going on? When this thing is no longer a crisis and life starts returning to normal, there's going to be a rebound, but it's going to take time for it to happen. But the economy is gonna take a major beating for this. You're looking at every possible sector being negatively impacted by this. Travel is in the sewer right now, not just the toilet, but in the sewer. Um, it's going to be difficult. Anything related to travel is getting clobbered and beaten to. Um, it's being obliterated right now. No sense even trying to put a strong word onto it. It's just a bad place to be right now. You're seeing all kinds of deals that you never would have seen before just a couple of weeks ago. Um, Look at what's happening in the world of entertainment, and how so many businesses and they're saying, you know what, we can't produce our shows right now. We can't release this. We can't do that. So many events that were planned and scheduled, hundreds of millions of dollars, in some cases billions of dollars, unrealized. We're not, for example, the biggest event for rideshare drivers, Coachella, not gonna happen. That's huge. That's huge. Stagecoach, not gonna happen. All these big things that are going on in Southern California that were planned between now and the summertime, not gonna happen. That's a lot of money. That's gone. So people have to adjust. And what do you want to do? You want to adjust to what's going on right now. Adapt, switch over, go into deliveries. That's where the opportunity is, because guess what? People are still going to want to eat. Eventually, folk are gonna cave in. They're gonna say, you know what? I might as well try this Postmates and see how it goes. And you're gonna start getting some big deliveries. A lot of businesses are going to be dependent on these companies, because the foot traffic is gone. It's gone. So, okay, if I didn't tell you the scares of the driving world, Uber and Lyft is partners with Ripple, faster payment system. What the economy is going through as an accident. Everything will run on the company Ripple with XRP digital token. I haven't heard anything about that yet. We'll see what they say. This is the greatest transfer of wealth in all the time. That's why I'm trying to work as much as I can to buy more Ripple XRP. I've heard of Ripple. Peterson, have you tried Shipped? I've heard of Shipped, but I have not tried Shipped. But I've definitely heard of Shipped. But right now, anything that's involved in the delivery space, anything is perfect, because you will still be making money. And get this, you will be positively benefiting the community wherever you are, because you will be delivering something to a person that in this case, it's becoming more of a need than a want. You know, I mean, think about it. Right now, I'm in Anaheim. Okay, they shut down Disneyland. They shut down Disneyland. A bus just passed in front of me saying it was Disneyland Resort. That bus is empty, but it's still in service because it has to be in service. But there's nobody on the bus because there's nobody to service in the bus. So, Federal Reserve isn't the federal government. No, it's not the federal government. It's something else. But you know what? You and I don't have control over the Federal Reserve. I don't really worry about the Federal Reserve. You know, it's what it is. I've heard every conspiracy theory about the Federal Reserve are so like that. So you should try it. I heard the money is good. It's easy to sign up. I'll consider it. Send me if you're a driver on Shipt and you like them, email me your referral code. I'll use your referral code and we'll see how it goes. My email address is ridewithpeterson@gmail.com. And we'll do that. I believe in sharing the wealth. Hey, people have done it for me. I'm like, hey, you're the first person to tell me about it. Whoever it is, send me your referral code and I'll sign up for it and we'll see how it goes. But I will tell you this. I am starting a job on March 23rd. So, you know, we'll see how much I can put into it. But the reality is I need health insurance. So what fell out of my pocket? Something just fell out of my pocket. I think it was my wallet. Oh yeah, it was my wallet. Sorry about this. My wallet fell out of my pocket. Put this here. I was supposed to be getting some of the food. Oh, Journey, I'm sorry about that. I am in a 2011 Lexus CT200H. It was provided to me by a subscriber of my channel, and he has given me the flexibility I need to pay him for the weekly rental on this car. The timing of this vehicle is amazing, and this guy has been my guardian angel. It is so incredibly amazing that I have this car, and I am forever thankful for it. And it will guide me through this transition as I move away from rideshare to the job, doing delivery work, and rebuilding my life from what it has been over the last 4 years. So yeah, it's a good vehicle. It's going to do the job, and everything's gonna be all right. I mean, I like it. You know, the funny thing about this CT though, it's not as comfortable as I hoped it would have been. The standard Prius is actually more comfortable than this car. Now this car, it looks wonderful. The materials are fantastic. I like the dashboard, and the steering wheel feels nice. It's a nice meaty steering wheel, good leather feel. The door is nice and solid compared to how thin the Prius is. It has a way better sound system in it, and this isn't even the Mark Levinson system, and they didn't even offer Mark Levinson in the CT. Little things they do different in the CT200. When you put the vehicle in reverse, this is what it sounds like in reverse. It's really sweet. See how nice the bell tone is in reverse? It's a nice, pleasant, Lexus-y type sound. I love it. Whereas you just get a regular beep with the Prius, which is okay, but it's a little irritating. But the Lexus is so much nicer. Let's see, you have dual climate control. You have a nice pop-up display. It has a moonroof. I love the moonroof. You know, it's a really nice speaker setup they have in here. And I like the hatchback area, but I tell you, and I like the material they use on the seats. It's not leather, but it's better than standard vinyl seats. But they do sit a little narrower. Oh, and I love the fact that this car has a power driver's seat. A power driver's seat is now a requirement for any new vehicle that I look at. It's right up there with alloy wheels, Bluetooth for the phone, USB connection for your music. I think it is vegan leather, because the material is different. It's nice. It's made of sustainable materials. That's what they call it now. Not vegan leather. It's called sustainable materials. Michelle. Hey, Shell. How are you doing? I'm sorry I didn't recognize you and acknowledge you the moment you came on board. Thank you so much for coming in. It's always a pleasure and a privilege and just pure joy to have you here. Thank you so much. You inspire me. You really do. You know, I appreciate you so very much. I'm glad you're doing well. I really am. I'm doing okay. Hey, I recovered from the car accident a little bit. My mom helped me with some money and to get back on my feet. And I am in a replacement vehicle. I'm in a 2011 CT 200H by a viewer, one of my subscribers on the channel. He has been so very gracious and generous with this vehicle. And it basically has saved me, because if I didn't have this car, and if I didn't have the resources that my mother gave me, that my mother loaned me, it's a loan, it's not a gift, I would literally be in the rain right now. I know that for a fact. So I know that God is moving through them to have me protected. The vehicle has a backup camera. It has a backup camera, and it's doing a good job. So, in fact, I believe the backup camera is standard. It's standard on the CT 200. Two things I like about this car, which is great: standard backup camera. Driver's seat is a power driver's seat, and it's got heated seats too. So these things are very nice, and it has a pop-up screen. This particular vehicle has navigation. I'm not a fan of Toyota's navigation systems, but it does have navigation. One thing I don't like about the car, I'm not a fan of the instrument panel. It has a traditional needle gauge layout or so. I really liked how Toyota had the digital panel in the Prius, and it would have been great if they put a similar digital panel in this car, but they decided to go with conventional screen with this car. So it's all right, it's just going to do the job. It's a very firm, planted, controlled situation. It has a moonroof too. I like the moonroof, and when it gets sunny, I'll open the moonroof again. It has less interior space than either Prius I've had. So, you know what, Jordan? Oh, let me get to you. Greg the Groove, drum covers. Hey, what's up, man? Let me see. You might be late. Sorry. How's the rideshare business these days? Yeah, rideshare is suffering right now because all the sources for all the riders are basically being shut down. Restaurants. Man, it's 10:11. I've been online that long. Man, this is another one of my long videos. Everything's being shut down. The only reliable place to get a ride at is at the airport. But I'm gonna tell you, I was at the airport before my accident, and there were 235 drivers ahead of me, and I'm like, it would have taken me literally 2.5 hours to get a ride, sitting there waiting to get. I'm like, no, I'm not going to sit here and wait for 235. So I went out and I drove, and I drove all around the city, and I made $175 before I got hit. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to sit around here and hope and pray that a ride comes, and then after waiting 2.5 hours, I only get someone who's only going 5 miles. No, if I'm gonna wait 2.5 hours, I'm looking for somebody who wants to go to Palm Springs. That's just my thing. Let me see. My girlfriend's Lexus RX 350 has a backup camera, and it has memory seats. So I have a setting if I drive it. The rear view mirror doesn't go up far, so I have to learn to look through the rear view mirror. Yeah, the Lexus is an all right vehicle. The Lexus RX 350, I mean, it's their most popular vehicle they have, and they do a really good job with it. So yeah, Yeah, it's pretty decent. Another question was asked of me. Oh, here's the reason why with the power driver seat that's so important to me. As you know, the car is my shelter. And one of the things I do when I'm done for driving for the day is I take the seat all the way back. Well, when it's time to drive, I have to lift the seat forward. The problem is the way the gear the notches are on the manual seats. I can never get my right seating position. Either it's too far forward, it's too far back. And it just creates all kinds of problems for me because it gets frustrating when you find that right position. It's so hard to get it again. With a power driver's seat, you don't have that problem. The main reason why I want a power driver's seat is for the recline angle, because with the recline angle, you can dial in the angle you need just right so you have the most comfortable ride possible. For the longest, a power driver's seat was not a requirement for me. I have a list of absolute requirements that I must have in a car if I'm going to consider it as a brand new vehicle. Um, car must have alloy wheels. It must have a rear view camera. It must have cruise control. It must have Bluetooth connection. It must have a USB port to plug in your music and all like that. Well, now there are two more very important options that the car must have, in my opinion. One, the vehicle must have blind spot monitor. Blind spots, it's just really, it's a serious situation. And having that extra assurance when you look in your rearview mirror and you see a there may be a potential problem coming before you actually see it. Okay, there's a situation in your blind spot. You need to take corrective action. And the second thing is, at this point, because they're asking so much money for cars, they're saying the average transaction price for a vehicle now is at $30,000. I don't think it's too much to say, okay, at least make the driver's seat a power driver's seat. It doesn't need memory, even though memory is nice. It doesn't need memory. It doesn't even need heat, but it needs to be power adjustable. One of the reasons why I'm such a big fan of getting a pre-owned BMW 7 Series is because I like the relative reliability of the car that I had, but also in base model form, that car has every possible thing I could ever want in a vehicle and some nice extras as well too. And it's the same car. So, but like right now, my number one car, if I were to buy a brand new car right now, and I was being a super conservative buyer to purchase the car, the vehicle I'd be looking at right now is a Honda Accord EX. That is the number one car on my list. More than a Honda. Oh, take that back. Honda Accord EX Hybrid. That's the car I'm looking at. That's if I were to get something brand new, because it has everything. It checks off all the boxes, and because it's a hybrid, you save money too. So it's worth the little extra money you're going to pay for the hybrid powertrain. But see, here's the funny thing about that. Honda prices the hybrid and the non-hybrid models roughly the same. So the hybrid is a great deal. Roy Watkins, hi Peterson. How are you? Greetings from hi. How are you? Greetings from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm happy you're not hurt. Yeah, Watkins, thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, I was able to walk away from the accident, and I'm thankful for that. I will say this though. I am having weird headaches. So I definitely want to get that checked out and see what's going on. But other than that, I'm fine. So let me see. How are the rides at LAX? I don't know. I think what's going on now is that the queues are getting too big because so many drivers are not seeing rides anywhere else in the city. So they're flooding to the airport because that's like the last place you can go to reliably get rides. But I personally believe that at this point, drivers need to let go of ride share and they need to start doing deliveries because that's where the business is. That's where the volume is right now. The problem with deliveries though is it's very hard to break over $100 a day because of the way the riders are and the way the trips are done. You don't get any long trips. One thing about ride share, you really don't have to do much for it. you go pick up someone, they get in the car, you take them where they need to go, and everyone is always hoping for that big whopper of a trip to San Diego, to Palm Springs, to San Diego, in some cases to San Francisco. You're going to get a big payout on that one particular trip. That whale, that's what it is, that whale, because you don't get whales when you are doing delivery trips unless you have an ultra generous person who wants to give you a big tip for bringing some food to them. So, all right, please go to the doctor and get it checked out. Yeah, I do plan on going to the doctor to get it checked out. I could have a situation developing, and I do need to go look at it. But yeah, I was feeling some really weird headaches. The issue though with me is I don't have health insurance. That's the thing, and so I have to weigh that against the reality of being able to pay for all this, pay for the trip going there to have it checked out. So, I'm going to follow whatever I do now at this point. I'm going to follow the advice of my attorney once I formally secure an attorney. I'm hoping to speak to a law firm tomorrow. So, we'll see how that goes. I never want a sedan again. I hate sitting on the ground. I want something that sits up high like a truck or SUV. Yeah, sitting up high like a truck or SUV is cool. I love cars though. Sedans, sitting low to the ground, sports cars. But SUVs are cool too. Like when I had Brutus, and when I had what was the name of the truck? Brutus was the SUV I had, the first one, and then the second SUV I had, I can't think of its name. Man, I had the truck for a while. What was the name of the Yukon, people? Help me out. Cause I keep a list of all of them now. So Dino, thank you. Yeah, and you know why I called it Dino? Thank you on Dino was because it was a gas guzzler. All that dinosaur oil, and so I'm thinking of Dino on the Flintstones. And it's like, yeah, Dino was that trusty pet when it came down to it, and that was the name, and it fit appropriately, because I'm telling you, that truck got 8 miles to the gallon. I was always sticking that tube down Dino's gas pipe because I always had to put that fuel in there, and I'm like, man, this truck is a gas addict. Yeah, so I have a 2011 Lexus CT 200H. It's basically the Lexus hype. It's the Lexus Prius is what it is. You see the 2011, the 2010 through 2015 Prius. The CT11 is based on that. That you had the HS 200H or the HS 250. But the HS 250 just didn't do that well, and so they got rid of the HS and they came out with the CT instead, and the CT did a little better than the HS did. The HS is a fascinating car now, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, thank you for Slick Nick. Thank you so much for reminding me of Dino's name. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was a good truck. So Dino is no longer on Uber Black. I don't know what happened to the truck, but it doesn't qualify anymore. It's stuck on. It didn't matter what kind of fuel you put in it. It was doing 8 miles to the gallon. It had an EPA rating of 16 and 24, but no. The way I needed to drive the vehicle going around these streets or so like that truck was getting 8 miles to the gallon. That was the most you could hope to get from that vehicle. I'm thankful that the vehicle used ethanol. It used E85. So instead of paying $4 a gallon for gas, I was able to pay $2.85 a gallon for ethanol, and it drove the same way, no problems. Everything was perfect with it. It was great, and the fuel economy was unchanged. So I was very happy with it. But you gotta have you gotta make sure if you put ethanol in your vehicle, that it's engineered for ethanol. You can't just put ethanol in any car. Hey, Roy, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I send the same thoughts to you, man. God continue to bless you with health and strength and wealth as well. Absolutely. I wish that of everyone who's sticking it out with me here on this channel. It helps me so much. Let's see. I heard there are free clinics, something to look into. The free clinics is something I'm looking into, but the what I need a brain scan, and I may need to have general anesthesia so they can do a what's called a contrast. They put it in your blood, they run it through your arteries, and then they see what's happening with a 3D map to make sure I'm not having an aneurysm. Um, right now, my situation is not emergent or an emergency, but eventually it's going to have to happen. That's what I believe, to rule that out. So you will see. I rented a Ford Taurus with fare last year for Uber, and it also accepted E85. That car was getting 16 to 19 MPG, 20 on a good week. It has a V6. Yes, on the Ford vehicles, Ford and GM, they still support E85. And the way you know if you have an E85 capable vehicle basically is if you have a yellow gas cap. If your gas cap is yellow, if it says E85, if you have flex fuel on there, you can put E85 fuel in your car, and you will save a considerable amount of money on refilling your car versus using regular gas. If I were to get another SUV today, I would make sure that that vehicle had E85 capability, because it would save a ton of money. But I wouldn't be doing it for rideshare. It will be a personal vehicle. But I'm trying to get an electric car at this point now. I really want a Tesla Model 3 or a Bolt or something like that. So you'll be glowing in the dark. Been there, done that. Do you have any food stored? No, Adrian, I don't have any food stored. I'm a eat out guy. You have to remember, I'm living in my car, so I can't exactly store food, and I don't want to deal with processed food that's been grown a food that's been growing in a lab or in a plant. So I can only store food for so long, and then I really can't keep it with me because I'm dealing with passengers all the time, and to have, where am I going to put it? So no, I don't have food stored. But I can tell you this, if necessary, I can live on one apple a day. There's plenty of tap water, and I have an extra, what, body fat wise, I have about an extra 100 pounds I could drop. So I am prepared to go the long haul if that's what it takes. Look, at least I saved something. I got this big gut on me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good to go. All I need is an apple, a $1 apple, a 7-Eleven. Just eat one of those a day. Drink the tap water where I can find it, and I'm good. I'll lose weight in the process. I feel great. I can do this. I am not scared at all. Let's see. Ran a Ford Taurus. Fantastic, my friend. Okay, 8 miles a gallon. We're driving now. Heard they're free clinics. Go to the doctor. Never want a sedan again. Greetings from New York, Las Vegas. How to ride in Vegas. Come on, brother. I will try to catch you next live stream. Be safe. All right, Tony. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Tony. Tony's probably already gone, but I gotta acknowledge him. Girlfriend Lexus has a backup camera and memory seats. Got that one. Okay, yeah, I spoke to Journey about Jordan about that, about the power driver seat. So yeah, be safe. Sorry, how's rideshare business? Let's get backup camera. Yes, doing well. Vegan leather. Hello. Go for you, big brother. Prius is super annoying in reverse. I can agree with that. Um, Lexus, there's also you out, good sir. Yes, William May, absolutely. Absolutely. That is the Lord helping me out. I have no problem acknowledging that. Um, Mr. May, have you ever done a ride sharing ride? Probably not yet because he's still in the process of doing that. Okay, looks like a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Let's see. What are some hot spots around LA for Postmates? Um, I hope you're still here, Slick Nick. This is where I think the hot spots are going to be. Um, in downtown Los Angeles, Postmates is endless. You're gonna get all kinds of delivery requests there. The biggest problem that I found with dealing in downtown Los Angeles, though, when you're dealing with delivery and Postmates, is trying to find a place to park your car. And then when you get to the various hotels and skyrise apartments and office buildings, dealing with where to park your car to complete the delivery. I personally don't like delivering in downtown Los Angeles because of those issues. You're going to run into a lot of wonderful places to get food. You're going to meet lots of great people. But your biggest issue as a delivery driver downtown is going to be parking. If you're going to do delivery, that's easy for you to maneuver around and do it because a car is it's just too much trouble to deal with that. So have a bike, a motorcycle, something like that. Um, that's the thing. Let me see. Another good hot spot would be West LA. I like delivering in West LA. Hollywood's a good spot also. You'll find a number of eateries on Western Avenue, believe it or not. Dave's Hot Chicken is a good spot. One good thing you could do: find a spot that has like long lines outside, or used to having long lines, and just be there all the time. You'll always get delivery requests from those locations. You find one good restaurant, you can do all 20 year trips from your one restaurant because you're already there. Because see, the way the rides are given on delivery service is in relation to your proximity to where the source of the food is. So let's say you have a rider who is close to Dave's Hot Chicken on Western, and you're parked right there. You have someone who is ordering food from that place. Well, because you're right there, you'll be able to respond just like that. So I would say be at Dave's Hot, be there for one place. There's another restaurant I like. It's one of those ghost kitchens. They have a place there called Moon Bowls, and that place was fantastic. I loved it. You could just simply park there and get all your delivery requests there as well too. When you look at the Postmates app, they give you the nice little hotspots. It's for the most part fairly accurate, but Postmates isn't as much of an art form of finding places as more so of finding where to be for consistent deliveries, where you always get plenty of orders. Denny's, IHOP, many fast food restaurants like Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, especially when you're dealing like this time between 10 and 10 and like 5 in the morning. You want to be at places that are guaranteed to be open 24 hours. You have drivers. I tell you when I like doing deliveries. I like doing deliveries between now and 5 in the morning. Why? Because you have no traffic. You get out there, you drive, you don't have to worry about blocking traffic. You can double park if you need to, deliver the food. It's great. They always tip you when you do the late night runs. Now everybody's going through drive-through. Some places wouldn't do drive-through. Now they do. They're going to do the drive-through now. But when you find spots that are open 24 hours and you see you're getting regular food requests from there, you do it. I found good results from Denny's. Just sit in front of a Denny's and sit there and wait, and you're gonna get food requests from Denny's. IHOP is another one too. Um, some restaurants that haven't done food deliveries, like for example, like In-N-Out, you probably won't have to worry about deliveries from In-N-Out, and mainly because they are already good on drive-through. And what they're probably going to end up doing for somewhere like In-N-Out, they're going to shut down the restaurant on the inside, and you can only do drive-through pickups at those places now. um yeah, they're gonna make you do drive through Carl's Jr. for the deliveries. Before you had to go inside. Now they're like, look, the restaurant is only gonna be there for open for drive through purposes, and all the drive-throughs are going to be busy now, because you're going to have everyone's going to go there for their food, and then you're going to have delivery drivers as well too, and they may actually shift a lot of their workers to work on the inside for delivery. Some restaurants might see that delivery is so good to them, or that drive-through is so good, they may shut down the interior spot indefinitely, because they're like, hey, this is a better way to do the business than the run it with a goodness, I'm getting that headache again. It's better than dealing with the people off the street. So it's something that, that's what I'm gonna do beginning tomorrow. I'm doing deliveries. So, oh boy, let me see. You'll be going in the dark. You have any food stored? All right, everyone. I'm at 176 minutes right now. Does anyone have any other questions or comments or suggestions or criticisms, or just want to talk about something else or whatnot? If not, I'll go on ahead and shut it down. This has been wonderful, but I wanted to give an update so everyone can see how I'm doing. So let's see. I'm going to hit the shower and get ready for bed. Hope everything goes well for you. Hey, thank you so much for that slip, Nick. I appreciate it very, very much. All right, everyone. It's 10:34 in Los Angeles right now. Anyone else has a comment, concern, criticism, anything? If not, I'm going ahead and shut this party down. Cause hey, we shutting down everything else. I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. I don't know what I want to eat. I would have went to Chipotle, but they're closed now. I know, so they're gone. If a Panda Express is open, I might go to Panda Express. I love Panda Express. I don't want McDonald's. McDonald's is bland. I would have gone to Pizza Rev, but I want to rule out cheese now. So. Hey, thank you so much for that, Roy. I appreciate it. You stay safe and continue to be prosperous out there yourself too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me see. I'm trying to think of where to go. Anyone give me any idea? Ultimo Burrito right about now, because I tell you, that was the bomb. You know what? I think I'm gonna go to Popeyes. I think I'm gonna get a chicken sandwich at Popeyes, and I'm gonna get some lemonade if they have the sweet cane. I had their sweet cane lemonade the other day. If it weren't so far away, I would go to the one in downtown LA on Adams and Figueroa. They have sweet cane tea and they have sweet cane lemonade. The sweet cane lemonade is hard to find, but they have it. And I had it the other day, and it was great. It was awesome. You know what? I think I want to go to Fat Burger instead. Let's see. Always allow. I want to go to Fat Burger. Tenet. Tenet is fascinating. I can't wait till this movie comes out. Yeah. Looks like a good film. They spent a lot of money for that film to make it. It obviously went online. A secret agent is tasked with preventing World War III through time travel. That's the premise of Tenet. Let me see. Let's see if anything else came through because I'm doing this. All right, everyone. I have some people who walked away. So I'm at 180 minutes right now. I'm going to go on ahead and call this thing a day. We have been at 3 hours. Yes, 3 hours. 6 times 3, 60 times 3 is 180. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate y'all so much. I really do, especially after what I've been through over these last few days. I believe I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be okay. I made some very important decisions over the last few days, and I believe they're going to benefit me. So we'll see how it goes moving forward. Take care. I will catch you next time.